Okay, everybody, give you an update. I'm at the Guilford County School Superintendent Building, I think it's on Eugene Street, and was so far it was going well. Somebody was trying to help me read the bulletin board, and hi.
Hey, Andrew Jaspers, you can.
Okay. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Blind Justice, right?
Yeah.
Okay, how you doing?
All right, how are you?
Good, good. You just hear the phone?
No, I'm actually checking up on ADA compliance, Section 504.
All right, if there's anything we can help you with.
Yes. We're trying to, well, Mr. Trent was trying to ask me to leave, and I was trying to clarify the situation to him, but I'm,
Sure.
So I'll let you know, I'm here checking on ADA compliance / Section 504. One of the things I asked the front desk upstairs, Josie, was if you guys have the poster somewhere in the building on a bulletin board that states the Section 504 coordinator and the complaint process.
Okay.
And so she actually checked the two bulletin boards upstairs. She didn't find it. She said there was one down here, like I guess off to my right. And
yeah, there's one right over there.
she was in the process of reading that to me when Wanda Edwards came out and told her to stop. Basically told me I need to leave, and then called for security to come over here to try to get me to leave. And I explained to them that this is part of an ongoing investigation in Guilford County and the compliance of the ADA in Section 504. And as a whistleblower / relator or co-relator, lying to me is the same as lying to the federal investigator. And he wanted to vet this, and I said, hey, basically you're telling me to leave, come back, make an appointment, and do an inspection later, which defeats the purpose of an inspection, right? Like, because if they tell the ADA coordinator...
Was it posted up there?
There was not posted up there, and
okay.
The question is, she only read part of this bulletin board. I'm simply asking for somebody with eyeballs that can read to read this bulletin board and verify for me whether or not it's posted or if it's not posted. And that's it. And there's another bulletin board somewhere.
I'm not sure where every bulletin board is at this location.
Yeah, she said there was two that we checked upstairs, and they weren't there. And she said the third one was down here. And Margaret checked as well. She said they have it in a policy book somewhere, but as far as she knows, it's not posted.
Okay.
And that's why we just wanted to verify this last bulletin board, if somebody wants to look at it real quick.
Yeah.
And if it says, Section 504 coordinator and complaint process, then you guys are good.
I'll turn it over to you, and I'll hand back to the woodshed.
All right, Mr. Grant.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, man.
Have a good day.
Hey, you too.
Okay, man. All right.
I'm not seeing it on this bulletin board.
Yeah, she said she was reading a part of it as far as like employee rights and employee rights. Like, you can't discriminate to hire employees.
One,
right.
All on one state and federal labor law, an E-Verify poster.
Yeah.
Know your rights under the Recovery Act, employee rights, application stuff. We follow the law regarding policy, and then an OSHA form 300A.
Right.
We can tax info.
Mhm.
I don't see it on this bulletin board now.
Okay. All right. Well, that
But I'm more than happy. Here's my business card.
Okay. Take it. And your name again?
Jaspers. I'm
Andrew.
the executive director of school safety.
All right.
Is there anything else, or did they get you the contact information you needed?
Yeah, they got me. I think I have one of these yours. One of these. I think Wanda's. Is that right?
Yep, Wanda Edwards and then mine.
All right. Cool. And I have something for records. That's actually Wanda, right? Wanda's records. I have somebody else's for the.
Wanda's director of communications.
Right. But she told me she handles the records as well.
Correct.
And then they gave me information for the person,
right here.
the actual coordinator, or at least somebody that was listed as the coordinator.
Okay.
Callie, I think they said Callie something or other.
Right, unless you want to use the steps.
I'm good upstairs, yeah.
Okay. No, anything I can help you with. I mean, we're
no, that's it. I just wanted to verify.
You're
I just wanted to verify if you have that poster or not, because that's a compliance issue, right?
Okay.
Not having it, and maybe that's something you can run up to whoever the coordinator. They said some Miss Callie is what the Wanda was saying.
I'm not sure.
I didn't know either.
Okay.
But whoever the 504/ADA coordinator is for the GCS, they need to make sure that they're posted in all the facilities. So.
Okay.
And that way,
I appreciate you stopping by, and thank you for the information.
No worries.
You got my card. If you need anything, feel free to reach out for me.
All right.
If you need any help getting around, just let me know.
I think I got it.
Some of these buildings, this building over here, our annex building, is completely locked, so that's not publicly accessible.
Sure.
Same with our warehouse.
Okay.
But this one in the front lobby, publicly accessible.
Yep.
So
yeah, that's why I'm glad that you came, and he was She was really
You're
like.
fine. It's publicly accessible.
Yeah.
You have a right to inspect and.
Yep.
Since.
Yeah, they were.
I know we got the white cane laws and.
Yep.
So I'll read off to you what there
Perfect.
is. So
Great.
you're good.
Way to. Yeah, at least you handled that well. It was going poorly with Miss Edwards and Mr. Trent. But...
No, I've seen you in Guilford, Randolph County.
All right. All right. Take it easy.
If you need anything, let me know. Okay?
All right. Thanks, man. Bye. All right. You guys still there? Did my phone die? All right, you guys are here. I hear you now. Technical difficulties there. So this is the thing with the live stream, guys. Like you don't know what happens before people go live. I've been in this building. I don't know, probably an hour and a half now. They coming to do an inspection of their compliance since the county attorney, Mr. Jim Secor, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Claiming that they everything's on the up and up. There's nothing to see here. Don't look at Guilford County. That's what basically his email traffic is. He's doubling down, saying that they're all in compliance. Well, we found another building, Mr. Jim, that you guys are not in compliance. They almost had several strikes, so I haven't done a whole walk around to find out if there's any physical obstructions. But I did pop in, asked about curriculum. Where do you find that? They gave me some website information about curriculum. So I'll check that and find out if the website's accessible. I haven't done that yet. So that's my homework. And then I asked about, I heard a meeting going on around the corner inside. So there's a policy meeting, and I sat in on that. That was about a 40-minute long meeting, recorded. It's funny because the receptionist didn't know if it was open to the public. I'm like, well, basically any meeting that you guys have here is supposed to be open to the public. But I waited for them to like triple check, and then they said, yeah, it's open to the public. And so I recorded that. One of the things, interestingly, that they talked about was, I guess, the General Assembly in North Carolina passed some legislation recently regarding policy changes for the schools. About it has to do with it's vague. It wasn't very clear. I have to go find the stuff that they're referencing regarding human trafficking, sex trafficking, and stuff like that. I guess probably policies to implement for training for teachers and staff to maybe help prevent that. And they did say before I went in that it wasn't like really open for the public to comment. It was for observation. So I waited to the end, and when they were finishing, I asked if I could address the group or the committee or whatever it was, policy committee, I think. And they said, yeah, go ahead. And so I had 2 points I made with them. Well, one of the people there asked that they, basically the same thing I hear a lot of times when I go to the committee meetings, whether it be city or county or whatever, is that, and you guys are probably getting a lot of traffic noise. Let me back off. The people in the committees get like last minute notice. Like he said, they get like 5 to 7 days notice about what they're going to be talking about in their committee meeting, and that's enough time to research and verify things. And so he asked for more time to get their packet to talk about, so they'd be informed for the meeting. And so I seconded that from the public, saying, yeah, would you also make that information publicly accessible, like put it on your website or whatever, or post it, have it available for people to come and pick up at different locations. And so the public's informed, they can come to these meetings and have the same level of debriefing or whatever, just a pre-briefing, I guess, prior to the meeting, so they're informed about the contents of the meeting. And so they said, yeah, that sounds like a reasonable plan. And then the second thing I addressed was the human trafficking, sex trafficking thing, and how CPS is one of the biggest purveyors of human sex trafficking in the country, the Child Protective Services. And I was asking them specifically what the policy is in Guilford County, the Guilford County school system, regarding letting CPS agents come in and interrogate children at school unfettered without warning the parents that they're doing so. And they didn't really have an answer for that. They probably didn't know the policy. Although the superintendent spoke up and she said that she kind of verified the information I was saying. She's saying that 70% of the people or the kids that get put in through the system end up in like a foster care system or through foster care getting abused and or incarcerated. So she seemed to be a little bit aware of that situation, but didn't want to comment on their policy as far as giving CPS, the human traffickers, access to the kids in their school without, one, informing their parents that that's going on, and two, even having an advocate in the room, because that's something that at least the middle ground would even be have an advocate, somebody that the parent and the interrogator agrees to have in the room or whatever. It's crazy that you have to try to, I guess, come to an arrangement to have that, but they were open to that suggestion. They were open to looking into that. So that's a positive thing. I was on my way out. I wanted to do actually, before I went into the meeting, I asked the receptionist to check on the section 504/ADA postings in the building, and she said she'd check on it and get people on it. And when I came back after 40 minutes, she said she wasn't sure. She did have the coordinator's information that she pulled off the website, I guess, and gave that to me. I asked if she was present, if I could talk to her, and she wasn't. So then I asked if somebody could help me visually inspect any of the billboards, any of the public postings in the building to see if they actually are in compliance, if they have it posted or not. And they were accommodating. The receptionist, Josie, was very very accommodating. She walked around and read billboards to me. I tried to put in a records request orally. The records lady wasn't there initially, is what they told me. It was Wanda Edwards. And so I asked if somebody else could take my records request orally, because I'm trying to get the training records for their Section 504/ADA coordinators for the school systems. And so put that in. They actually, Margaret was good. I worked for the policy department. She wasn't sure if they could do that or not. And so she went and verified that, yes, that not only could they do that, but they're mandated to do it, which is, another ADA check. So they passed that. So far, they were passing up until right before I went live. So there's a third billboard that Josie knew about. She took me around back to a different public lobby to the HR side. And then she was reading the billboard to me. I don't know how far through the billboard she got when Wanda comes out, Wanda Edwards, the communications person who's supposed to handle public records. And she got, her energy, her tone was higher, it was elevated. She was telling Josie, like, what are you doing? No, stop. That's not your job. Go up front. Let's everybody go back up front, trying to get me to leave the building. And I'm like, well, no, I'm still not satisfied. I haven't verified whether this is posted or not, and I'm still trying to get verification whether it is. And then she called for security, and that was Mr. Trent that showed up. Quinton Trent showed up, and they had a little powwow back down the hall around the corner, conspiring, and came back a few minutes, and I went live shortly after that because when he came back, they basically said, well, if you don't have business here, leave, kind of thing, without even hearing what my business was. So I explained to him the business, explained to him that it's part of this ongoing investigation. If you lie to me, it's like lying to the federal government. And he's like, well, you got any credentials? And we need to vet this. You need to make an appointment to come back. You need to talk with our ADA coordinator and come back to do this. I'm like, that completely ruins the concept of an inspection. Like, if I tell you, hey, I'm going to be here, make sure you have all your I's dotted and your T's crossed, then you better have it all done. But if I pop in randomly to a building and check on your stuff and you're not in compliance, well, that's a pretty good, check of the water. It says, hey, no, you're actually not in compliance, right? So he was on the whole you need to leave thing, and so I went live. I informed him, like, you probably want to not do that. And then that's when the other guy came back. So he was over the security for the GCS, and he was aware of blind justice and like you heard there at the end. And that we're checking up in Guilford and Randolph counties. So he de-escalated. He handled that well, and he called off the people that were escalating and trying to get me to conform and bow down and obey. And so he helped to de-escalate that. He even read I'm gonna go ahead and cross here, guys. He even read the billboard for me and verified that they didn't have it posted. So Yeah, so there we go. That guy seems to be in the clear as far as not being a co-conspirator, but Miss Edwards and Mr. Trent could be considered as obstructing. You know, they were trying to prevent me from finishing the inspection of the public billboards there in the public lobbies. So that's the Guilford County Schools. That's where the superintendent's office is on Eugene Street in Greensboro, North Carolina. I have no idea what their numbers are or anything like that. But they were doing well up until the end. So. I need a bodyguard. I don't need a bodyguard. What up, Jeff? Luck Fowler, say what's up, man? Hey, from Germany. All right. I spent some time in Germany. Lovely place. There we go, back camera. Hopefully that's that way for you guys. I think I'm gonna call it a day. Had a rough yesterday and I guess most of today. You guys probably heard the hey, what's the sidewalk on this side? No sidewalk. Okay. You probably heard the video or saw the video. I guess it's audio, but from earlier, they showed Stephanie Wallace and at the order of the dishonorable Teresa Vincent, that all the ways that they are basically doing the same thing, not in compliance with the ADA, Section 5.4, and then conspiring to cover it up. So, yeah, we'll be following up with that, because if what she read was accurate as to what the judge, the quote judge, not for very long, Vincent there wrote or signed her name to, like they affix a name to the application that wasn't provided to them by the person asking, you know. So they're putting names, they're doctoring, somebody is doctoring the documents there to add a name, and they wouldn't ask, she wouldn't answer where they got the said name. She didn't answer an email or on the phone, and so not cool, guys. Yeah, no sidewalk. Well. Alright, hopefully you don't watch me get splat live, because I'm going to try to cross. We're going to play some Frogger here. Blind Man Frogger. Traffic is stopped. Sounds clear. Okay. They're turning. There we go. Sidewalk. Whew. Hey. Yeah.
Right in the middle of
I ran out of sidewalk on that side.
It's sort of a confusing. All right, hang tight for 1 second. The other side of Alright. Let's roll.
Alright.
Where are you trying to get?
I was trying to get kind of on the southwest side of downtown, which is this way, right? Actually, the way we're walking?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you can either go, like, this way.
Along the road? Yeah, yeah.
Or you can go that way.
Does the sidewalk keep going both ways?
Yeah, it splits in a V. I would say maybe go this way is more
To my left?
downtown.
Alright, perfect.
So.
Alright, thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, have a good one. Hey, humanity. Humanity is alive. That was a funky intersection, but that guy came out and helped me figure it out. All right, you guys don't get to watch me get slapped today. Sorry, trolls. Maybe another day. Hopefully not. Hey, Melody sister, what's up? B squared. Before Jesus, what's up? Feeling the police, Minneapolis. Hey, I might be up in Minneapolis later in the year. I'll have to hit you up. Yeah, thanks, Umberto. You probably have a lot of experience guiding people through crazy intersections like that. Yeah, educational. Sometimes what not to do, how not to cross an intersection like that. Oh man, my O&M instructor, like, he was funny. He was freaking out. He's like, dude, I'm just gonna sit back and watch and yell at you. He was a good guy. Yeah. But I told him, like, hey, if this is weird. If I hear that it's clear, you know, I might actually. There's something that's beeping on that side. Let me hear if I can hear a beep on this side. No. All right, but I'm gonna roll this way, people. Traffic's moving, so you go with the traffic. But anyway, I told my O&M instructor, like, I don't necessarily search all around for buttons to push and lights, you know. I go when I hear it's clear, whether it's at the intersection or not. I know that's not how they train you to do it. They want you to do it at the intersection and try to find the crosswalk, try to find the dip, like right here that I just found, right? Sometimes they have to raise bumps. They had to raise bumps on the other side. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let you know that's the crossing area. But sometimes you'll find those bumps randomly, like not in an intersection, just like on the middle of a road somewhere, and that sometimes will indicate there's a crossing walk, and sometimes it was just left over from when there was a crosswalk there. So there's really no like standardization of it. There's no standardization of the beeps at the intersections to let you know. Some of them say, hey, there's a button over here you can push. Some of them beep and let you know it's time to cross. Some of them beep and let you know it's not time to cross, and you have to wait for like an audible voice saying cross, or cross at, Eugene and Green Street or whatever. Like, you were crossing Eugene. Some of them are more specific. Some of them are just beep and tone. There's really no standardization, which can be confusing. Somebody's getting on the trolls. Nice. But yeah. It's difficult. That's why I disregard beeps. You have to learn each one specifically, or each system, and they can differ from city to city. And if it's like right here in the Piedmont Triad, you have Greensboro, High Point, Winston-Salem, all like right next to each other, and then a couple small towns in between, like Jamestown and Kernersville. Then one city can have it set up one way, one city can have it set up another way. Hey, how's it going? And hey Pamela. So yeah, just taking you guys for a little walk. There's nothing exciting happening anymore. When I first went live, they were threatening to kick me out. Actually, they were trying to kick me out. They're telling me I need to leave. The security guy came over out of breath. But then the supervisor came over and just sat next to me, like, hey, what's up, man? Fine, Justin. Like, yeah, what's up, dude? So he knew what was up, at least semi. He knew I was checking on things, inspecting things. And then he assisted. He read the bulletin board when Miss Edwards just said nobody's available to read it to you. The security supervisor, ooh, little driveway. Security supervisor actually did it for her. She's a communications director, and she's like, nobody can read to you. Like, come on, man. All right. I guess I'll cut it after I cross this road here, so you guys can have a little bit of peace of mind knowing that I made it across another intersection. Oop, I lost my crack. There it is. Boom. All right. Flip it back this way. Peace and love, everybody. Stay free. Gotta find the end button. Finish somewhere. Finish. Where are you? Finish button. Finish. All right. Hopefully that's it. Peace and love again. Dave Presley Bear.